Agritechnica time is here once again, and today we've got 9 mod packs to take a look at from Vertex Design, the SMI modding team, and BM Modding. The first mod we're going to take a look at is the Maschio Gaspardo Chrono 800. This is a planter. It's got a 9-meter worker width of 9 miles an hour. We've got a capacity for 2,000 liters of seeds and 3,000 for fertilizer, or you can up that to 3,600 for fertilizer if you would like. It does have a 300 horsepower requirement, so make sure you got something nice and big to pull along with. This will plant all of your standard planter crops, so we've got corn, sorghum, soybeans, sunflowers, a lot of S's there, sugar beets, goodness, cotton, and green beans. There are no direct drill abilities on this, so it's just a regular planter. Secondly, the Maschio Gaspardo Toro Isotronic Power Harrow. This is a 6-meter working width at 6 miles an hour. Little lower power requirement with this one, 220. Not too bad. There you've got your rolling bit on the very back, and then you got your ED bits right there in the front. This does have either an Italian or European certification. That's going to show on your the warning signs there. And then we have the track braking anchors around towards the very front, which comes with one standard in the middle already, but you can add 2 more along the sides. As far as farming simulator is concerned, this is a cultivator. And our third Maschio Gaspardo mod is the Primo Isotronic. All of these have been by the SMI modding team, and they did a great job on these. So what do we got? Well, we have an 1,805 liter capacity for solid fertilizer only, and a 48-meter spread at 11 miles an hour, so pretty high. However, we can increase that. We've got all the way up to 4,450 liters with bits and bobs in the middle. You can kind of see we're adding and subtracting one of these expansion bits here. So 3,830, 3,210, 2,875, and 2340. So lots of options to choose from. However, again, just be aware, it only does solid fertilizer. Next is a pack from Vertex Design. We have the Imants 38FS X600H. Goodness gracious, what a name. In here we have a system carrier, which is a subsoiler, and then we also have the machine itself, which is going to be a spader. We don't have a lot of spader mods. Some people like them, some people don't. It is what it is. I can't tell you if I've ever even used a spader in Farming Simulator. Really, at the end of the day in Farm Sim, this is a subsoiler. It's a 6-meter, 7 mile per hour, 400 horsepower required subsoiler with a 3-point hitch on the very back of it. You do have options from BKT. We have a Michelin set and Vredestein. In the Vredestein, we also have a couple different setups here as well. More than I was expecting, to be fair. When you're ready to go, hook up to this guy. Now, it says that the carrier system is, or the system carrier is required for this, but it's got a 3-point. So I'm going to check that out for sure. This is a 6-meter, 400 horsepower setup, which is kind of ridiculous. So both of these require 400 horsepower. So, like, does that mean 400 together? Does that mean 800 horsepower required for a 6-meter working with implement? No, not really. 400 horsepower for the pair. Back over to the SMI modding team, who have a partnership with Alpego with this mod pack, the Alpego Cayman CF series. This has 2 cultivators. We've got a 4-meter and a 5.2 meter version here. The smaller version, 200 horsepower requirement. We've got a cage roller and disc roller. We also have the ring roller and a spring roller. Plenty of rollers for you guys, and then we could change up the spring set as well, so it can move around, which is probably what you want with something like this. As far as the larger one goes, come on, there we go, click over to it. As far as the top one goes, this is exactly the same, just a little bit bigger. Next up on our list, we have one mod today from BM Modding, and this is at the Düvelsdorf Silage pack. So this includes a roller. It weighs 3.5 tons, so pretty good there, and you can add an extra 1,000 liters of water, so that's pretty cool. And then we've got 2 silage levelers for your 3-point hitches. One's 4-meter wide and one's 4.4 meters wide. The roller itself is a 3-meter wide implement. You're going to kind of see your roller bits there in the front, which kind of help separate and level all at once, plus those tires that really push everything down. It is a special tire with kind of a rubber ring right between the 2 tires. A big piece of equipment in the game anyway. And then we get into the last 3 packs. The first was the Bressel and Lade bumper pack. So this includes the bumper itself. We've got a 140 kg or 160 kg with a 150 in the middle. Really, these are just going to be a little bit wider setups. We also have color options. which is nice. Did I just change the main from gray to black? I was like, what changed? There you go. You can also change up in the middle. These do work really well with John Deere. So just saying there, boom, check that out. Pretty cool. And then we've got one with a 3-point on it. Now, we can add some extra weight there. And then if you go extra lights, this will also add those wing bits on there. So you can use this as a weight, a little bit better than the other one. And you've also got your hitch there, which is nice. Next to last, the Bressel and Lade weight pack. These are cool. They've got 4 different setups here, all in different designs. They all say they weigh 800 kgs, but some of them do, some of them don't. I don't understand it. Usually most of them will start around that, but you can increase them up to like 1.3, somewhere around there. And then you got a couple different setups for those. Lights, of course, you can add those. Color options, naturally. We get into here. We got the one with kind of this plate on the front of it with some hatchet. Did I say hatches? No, latches. That is not the right word. Come on, DJ, get it together, man. We can increase this one all the way up to 2 tons if you wanted to. So fill that thing up with concrete, and you're good to go. Kind of another similar story here with this version. This has the 3-point hitch in the front of it. And then lastly, we've just got kind of a big old weight. This one's more suited for like a rear weight on a tractor. So I think I would probably use that for like a smaller tractor. It's very nice though. And lastly, the Bressel and Lade small weights pack. These are on the, well, tinier side. 600 kgs for that buy right there, and then up to 1,000 for this one right here. That's about it. Honestly, all of that could have been put in the same pack if I'm being honest. Alrighty, so probably gonna skip over these first few because they're very straightforward on how they work. However, I'm very, very curious about this setup right here. Now, it said the spader required that front unit. Oh, and it does. Even though it is literally a 3-point hitch, it requires this. So, yeah, cool. There we go. Hooks up, 0 issues whatsoever. Does fold up, so at least you can get from point A to point B pretty easy. Pretty compact folded up too. Check that out. So let's give it a try. We've got a field right here that has already been harvested and needs all the stuff. So we've got the subsoiler in the front, which we can drop down first. However, it's not really a subsoiler, is it? That's a plow. I know sometimes in real life you can kind of go back and forth between the two, but in Farm Sim they are very different. Very, very different, which explains why there's a spader in the back, I guess. So there you go. I guess one of the nice things about this is, because it's a plow, allow create fields. Yeah, you could technically just hook up this whole set and go plow field. Neat. And you've also got independent use of both of these, so like one could work but maybe the other one doesn't work. And as you can see there, the spader is not working on harvested soil, so you will require that front piece just to make it all happen. It's not a bad project together. Oh, and the tractor I'm using, so it's just the base John Deere. Oh, that's gonna cause some trouble. The Fendt 1000. I've gone for the 038, which has got 396 horsepower. So I figured around 400 horsepower should be perfect, and it is. And we're even going uphill. Yeah, pretty much everything else is very straightforward. I mean, a planter's planter, a power harrow is power harrow, fertilizer, cultivator, etc. Everything else works just like everything else in game works, but because that was a little bit different, figured, why not? Let's check it out. And thank you for checking out this video. Hope you enjoyed it. Drop a like if you did. Get subscribed if you are new and join the DjGoHam fam. Double check your notifications. That way you never miss videos like this one. If you missed today's Farm Sim news, we talked about some of the next mods that have been submitted to testing already. And there's a really, really big tractor that you may want to see. Otherwise, have a great day. We'll see you in the next one.